Hey y'all, it's Diane with Shawcraft One and my old barn door, and I wanted to do a little video showing you how I use the jelly plate to build up layers on my pages using some stencils and maybe even some stamps. So basically, like this one is kind of dark and I want to brighten it up a little bit. So I'm going to take my stencil and I'm going to lay it on my jelly plate. And then I am going to take a little bit of white paint because I want some white. And I'm going to pour it right here on the side. And I'm just going to roll my brayer and get that paint on my brayer. Okay, and then I'm going to brayer it on to my stencil. I'm going to need a little bit more, so we're just going to kind of do it like this. Make life a little easier on us. And it doesn't have to be perfect on there. And then I'm going to take my page and I'm just going to rub it over my stencil in places here and there. And it's just going to lighten it up. Now you can do it that way, or you can take it off of the jelly plate and you can do it this way, and it'll give you a completely different look to it. See, so that's just enough to lighten it up a little bit and make the colors pop. And then there is your finished page. Now let's do another stencil. Where is, oh, here they are. I have this doily stencil and I want to do a little bit of black on here. So we're just going to spill a little bit of black on here. And we're going to brayer that over. We're making mud on our little paper over here. We're going to pull our stencil off. Ooh, we got it a little bit thick right there, but that's okay. And I think I want to take this sheet. Let's scoot our jelly plate over a little. And I'm going to lay this over upside down. And I'm just going to brayer the rest of that black paint off of there. Pull that up. Now we can use this as a base, but that's just basically to remove that. So then I'm going to take this sheet and see how it's got a whole lot of white on there. So I want to kind of lighten up that white some. So I'm just going to take it and lay it in random spots and rub that down, so that we can not have such bright white on there. And it gives us a little bit of that doily stencil. And even though that was kind of thick, I'm okay with that, because I kind of like the grunginess of it. And we're going to get as much of that paint as we possibly can. And then that brightens up that page, and it makes it to where that white is not so bright. Now this is really bright white. Okay, so we'll do something there, maybe a collage or something on this page, make it really pretty. But for now we're going to leave it. Okay, so then we have this one, and I'm going to wipe my plate off real quick, because a lot of times with that black, it'll kind of make it a little muddy. So I'm just going to wipe that off a little. Don't have to wipe it off a whole lot. Or you can wipe it off. You can wipe all of it off if you want to. Let's just go ahead and do that because I've got a lot of buildup on my plate. So you can just use a baby wipe and wipe it off. Or you can use, you know, water and a paper towel. But you have to be careful because the paper towel will sometimes leave. Sorry if you can hear the TV. My husband's watching TV. Sometimes the paper towel will leave lint on here. So you want to do it with something soft that's not going to mess up your jelly plate. Okay, we have lots of paint on the edges. So sometimes, you know, you may want to go in and clean off your jelly plate. Most of the time I just leave the paint on mine, but then sometimes the paint starts getting real dry and it just starts flaking off, and then that kind of messes up your project. So that's kind of your indicator that you need to clean it. Okay, so we've got it cleaned, even though it doesn't look like it because there's paint on the papers underneath. Alright, so now I have this really neat stencil. So let's put a color on it. I have this purple. Let me go grab my palette knife. Okay, so I've got my palette knife, and I'm just going to swipe this paint across here. I'll put a little bit more. And then wipe our palette knife off. Knife. Oh, goodness. Okay, and then I'm just going to brayer this on the rest of the way. Now, I have that impression on my brayer, so I could take a piece of scrap and let's just brayer this on. Whoops. Oh my goodness, it's curled up my paper. Okay, well that didn't turn out like I wanted it to. But at least we got some good color on there. Now we can play with that and have fun with it. Okay, get some of that paint off. Then we're going to take our stencil off. We are going to find a piece that we want to play with. Let's see if we can put it on this one. So let's scoot this over. And I'm just going to lay that down there and brayer across it to see if I can get some of those markings. And I got very little, as you can see, so there's some right in there. But I like the way it turned out because it kind of looks like it gave it a little bit of a crackle effect. So that turned out pretty cool. Okay, so let's bring this back over here. We're going to grab our sheet here, and I think I want to clean off around the edges of this just a little. I'm using a dry baby wipe. It probably should be a wet baby wipe, but that's okay. But I just want to make sure that I get good definition in my paint here. I mean in my stencil, without having those extras on the side.
Is there always movement like that at this time? Yes, sir. Should change. It happens twice a day.
Okay. So now we'll just go in, and I'm just going to take this sheet and lay it here. And then let's find another one. Hang on, let me grab one. Okay, let's use this one because it's got a lot of white. So I'm just going to take it and lay it right here. And then we're going to press down real good on both of them. So you get this, and then over here, we're going to get that little purple square. And then here, I want to add some more if I can. So I'm just going to lay this right back over the top of that and rub it in to see what I can get. And then we're going to pull it off. And then I'm going to see if I can get some down here in the corner. I don't think I can. I think we're done. But we can always put something else down there if we want to. But I really kind of like this now. And so I think I'm going to leave this as it is. So now with this one, we'll play with it a little bit more. So let's see what kind of stencil we have in here. Ooh, I like this one with the dots. Let's try this one. And let's do maybe a blue or a teal color. Nope, that's going to blend in too much with that green. See, we have a lot of that green in there. So maybe we could try, you know what? Let's try this peaches and cream and see what that gives us. So I'm just going to put a little bit of it on my stencil. And then just brayer it on there. And if you're careful, you won't get this stuff on the sides like I do, but I tend to be heavy-handed with the paint and a little messier than most people when I'm doing art. And I don't know why, because I'm usually a freak about being messy. So silly. So we'll get as much of that excess off as we can. Then we're going to pull up our stencil. We're going to take this stencil and lay it somewhere. You know what? Let's just lay it right here and brayer the rest of that paint off onto our little paper bag in the background. That way that can dry. And then we're just going to take this and lay it right down here in the bottom. And pull up. Oh, see, I like that. I like that peach on there. So now we just kind of need something in the middle. So I think what I want to do first is put some white paint on this. So we'll just smooth that out with our brayer. And that's kind of thick, but that's okay. And then let's take this piece and see if we can just do a little piece of it at a time. Now it's going to have a lot of white, but that purple on there was pretty dark, so yeah, see? So we're just getting it in spots. See how dark this purple is? That just kind of brightens it up a little. So let's take this end and try to go down through here with it. We're just picking up bits and pieces at a time. So that way you get that. And then let's find another one. Let's do some on this one because that's kind of dark. So let's just go this way with it. We're just going to try and pick as much of that up as we can. So you get a little bit of the white and a little bit of the peach. And then we're just going to lay this on the back side. I need my little scrap piece and we're going to do it like this. And that way we got a little bit of the white and the peach in the back. Okay. So now that we have so much white on here, and as it dries, it kind of lightens up and the peach lightens up. So we can do one more layer you know, one more kind of background on here. Oh, I think I know what I want to do. Hang on, let me grab a different paint. Okay, let's try this Prussian blue. So I want to try a little bit of this, and I want something really pretty, like a really pretty stencil. So let's try this one, and you know what? I'm going to go ahead and wipe this off with a baby wipe again, so that I can get a really good imprint. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave that. I think it'll be cool. Alright, so we're going to put this down on our gel press. You know what? There might not be anything. That one's empty. Hello, Diane. Okay, we have another one. This one is called Victorian Blue. So let's try this. And we're just going to put a little bit over here. Because I don't necessarily have to cover the whole stencil this time, because I just need a little strip of it. So then we're going to remove our stencil. Oh, you know what? Let's see if we can get some of this off of this stencil onto the center right here. Maybe we can and maybe we can't, but we can try. Now this stencil's kind of in rough shape, so it's got some bent pieces, but that's okay. Alright, so let's see if we got anything. We got just enough to finish this one off, because to me, that sheet is finished now. I'm ready to play with that in a journal. So we're going to put that over to the side, pull our gel press back over, and then we're going to take this white part, and we're going to lay it right on top of here, and pick up this print into that white and peach paint. Now see, that helped to make that white not be so bright. I'm going to see if I can pick up some more. I don't know if I can, because it's pretty dry now. But we got enough to kind of brighten that one up a little. So now if you wanted to fold this up into an envelope, you could put some lace here, you have this here, and you could do some collage work on it, and that would be a super cool envelope. Okay, now this one to me is still quite dark, so we're going to do another stencil. Let's try this one, and we're going to go with white on this one. I'm always so heavy-handed with this stinking paint. Try to get it all in the stencil here.
You don't have to say anything.
Okay, we're going to pull that up. I'm going to see if I can use this stencil on this sheet and get a little bit of that writing in the white. Now I might completely mess up this sheet. We'll have to see. Oh, I kind of like that. I have paint all over me. That's kind of neat. So I like it. We'll leave that like that. And then we're going to come back over here to this one. We're going to take this sheet, and I just kind of want it right here in the middle. So we're going to go this way with it and press it down and pull it. Okay. And then let's go here and just pull from the top up here. And we'll do it in a different direction. There we go. I like that one. So I think we're done with that one, and we're going to leave it like it is. So that's just another way to use your stencils and your paint to build up on your layers and give them a different look. I was trying to find one that I could just get the rest of this up with. So we're going to just use this one, lay that down, and get as much of that white paint up as possible. So that we don't waste our paint. And there we go. Now sometimes it'll catch. You see right here, it caught a little bit of the paper, but it doesn't mess up the print. It still looks okay. And then we just need to wipe off our mat to make, or our jelly plate, to make sure that that doesn't get on our next print. So that's just kind of a way that you can build up layers with using your stencils. And there's all different kinds of things that you can do with it. You can use stencils or die cuts or whatever you have on hand. You don't have to go out and buy any of the stencils that are, you know, specifically created for the jelly plate. You can use what you have, and you don't have to spend money. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's just take a peek back at what we got finished in this video. So we finished this one and this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. So we got quite a lot done today. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments or questions, you can leave them in the comment box below. And I hope you have a great day. Big hugs.